Hello everyone, and welcome back to Geotech Master. Today we're exploring the fascinating world of geotechnical investigations. In our last video, we talked about the world of in-situ testing and how it can help us understand the hidden world beneath our feet. And today we're going to take a closer look at some specific in-situ rock tests that you need to know about. In this video, we'll be answering questions like, what are the field rock tests and how do they work? When do we use the Rock Dilatometer Test? And what's the deal with rock tests? Now, before we get started, if you're new to this series, or if you haven't yet checked out my earlier course, Geotechnical Investigation Essentials, I would really encourage you to start there first. It will provide a solid foundation that will ensure you fully understand the topics we're going to be covering in this series, which is based on planning a geotechnical subsurface investigation program. Alright, before we jump into the specifics, let's briefly recap why we even bother with in-situ testing. As we discussed in the previous video, in-situ tests are those that are performed directly in the ground in their natural setting, as opposed to in a lab. These are really great because they help us classify soil and rock, develop stratigraphy, establish subsurface variability, identify problematic soils, and provide design parameters. As we all know, this information is absolutely critical for any construction project because it informs our design and construction methods. Remember, in-situ tests allow for a more comprehensive definition of soil strata and help to identify any weak zones. And they also allow an investigation of vertical and horizontal variability to evaluate the heterogeneity across a site.